morning, everybody. What's up? Brendan has just gone off to school. Kevin took him to school. I am here. I'm about to head off to work in a few minutes, but I figure I'd squeeze in a video on my way out because these days I often get home late and I am exhausted and I'm much more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed in the morning, so it's easier to shoot stuff in the morning. Yesterday I went to a tour of a school for Brendan. Brendan is currently in preschool. He's going to be starting kindergarten next year. And the unfortunate thing is where we live in LA, the way the school districts are drawn, he just happens to, he will naturally feed into a public elementary school that is just not very highly ranked. And I'm sure all the people that go there are lovely. I'm sure the teachers are wonderful. It's just not a very highly ranked school. And so we're shopping around and trying to explore our options for other schools that he can go to. And this is completely uncharted territory for me. I grew up in Northern Virginia outside of DC, and we had a really, really highly ranked public school system. And I think it was like number 2 or 3 in the country, at least at the time that I was going there. So everybody just went to public school. If anybody went to any sort of alternative school, it was like Catholic school. It wasn't like, nobody went to private school. They're just, everybody just went to public school because the public schools were really good. So here, LA has some really good public schools. They're not always necessarily the school you're going to naturally feed into. So there's different paths you can take to get into one of these other schools. So that's what I've been doing the last couple of months, is researching these schools and touring them, and you put in applications, and in the spring, if you're lucky, you get chosen to go to one of these different schools. So yesterday I went on a tour of a particular school, and it was I think the 4th tour I've been on. And they all seem really great. They're all the ones I've been to are on our general side of town, but they're not always super close. And some of the schools, depending on their categorization in the school district, they provide busing, and then others do not. So that's always something to take into consideration. You can go to a school that's further away if they provide bus transportation. If not, that's something you clearly have to consider when you're thinking about your life for the next 5 or 6 years, is how you're going to get your kids to school every day. So that's something that's very much a part of our lives right now. We lucked out that Brendan's preschool is literally 5 minutes up the road. Like, we found a great preschool, very reasonably priced, that's right around the corner. So we got lucky there. So can only hope that we get that lucky with one of these other schools, but we'll see. I don't know. Another exciting thing that happened to me yesterday was I got another revision request for my novel. I'm so busy right now. I don't know when I'm going to have time to actually work on it. I'm working full-time at Amazing Race. My part-time job that's also affiliated with Amazing Race has just started, where I pull extra web content for CBS.com. So I have both of those going on simultaneously right now. I have Brendan, of course. I have the vlog, which I'm trying my best to kind of fit in wherever I can. And now I have another revision request. So honestly, I don't know at what point I'm going to be able to really delve into that. The last time I had a revision request, I was working at my previous job, and I was, again, just trying to fit in revising whenever I could fit it in. But it wasn't until that job ended and I had a few weeks hiatus that I could really jump in and get that revision done. And I was able to do that before I started back at Amazing Race. Now I've got Race, I've got web pulls, I've got Brendan, I've got the vlog, and now I have to fit in this other thing too. So, but I certainly can't complain. A revision request is awesome. I mean, any editor that likes your manuscript enough to make sort of detailed suggestions and say, I want to look at this again and possibly, be interested in publishing it would be, that's fantastic. That's really good. So I just have to find a way to make it all work. We're leaving for DC for Christmas in a couple of weeks, and we're going to spend Christmas with my parents. And that's always I think it's a really great time for Brendan because he can experience cold weather, and he has a big yard to run around in, and it's just kind of different experiences than he has just in the sort of day-to-day here in LA. So that's always fun. It's a great thing. And we get to fly. We get to fly. We have to fly. He gets to fly. I remember as a kid, flying was always really fun. I mean, airports were fun, and getting on the plane and taking off. And when you become an adult, the more you fly, the more it just becomes a huge chore, and you just want to get to where you're going. You don't want to have to deal with the actual transportation part. But as a kid, you're just kind of along for the ride, both literally and figuratively. So yeah, it's fun for a kid. He's already excited. He's like, I love airports, I love flying. So that's good. We've been going back to my parents for Christmas always. I've never spent a Christmas in LA, and it's always kind of tricky because, you know, Christmas is a big gift giving time. And when you're traveling on an airplane with suitcase and limited luggage, we always have to figure out which gifts we're going to buy and have them here and take them with us, or which gifts we're going to buy and have them shipped to my parents' house and have them waiting for us. So it's always sort of this fine line you have to walk. So I know Thanksgiving is really the big travel holiday. It seems like, you know, the day before Thanksgiving is the biggest travel day of the year. The day after, not the day after, the Sunday after Thanksgiving, I think, is the second biggest travel day of the year. And you understand why, because you're flying somewhere, driving somewhere long distance to have a meal. And that's it. You don't have to deal with schlepping a lot of stuff back and forth, which is the case often when you're traveling for Christmas. But it's definitely worth it for us, you know, just spending time with my parents and, you know, being in their house, and, you know, Brendan getting to experience cold weather. Like, growing up with cold weather Christmases, being out here in LA, it doesn't feel right that it's warm on Christmas. Like, it's not even like warm. Like, we definitely have seasons in LA, like in Southern California, we have kind of spring and fall. Like, we don't really get winter, but we definitely get fall. It's definitely is cool. Kevin took Brendan out for school earlier. It is fairly chilly out right now. I'm definitely going to be wearing a jacket when I leave for work, but it's not that biting cold that you get in other parts of the country. So that's what I really miss on Christmas. So that's another reason why we head back east, where Christmas feels more real, so to speak. And again, I think it's fun for Brendan to be able to just experience different weather patterns like that we don't usually have out here. So that's it. I'm looking at the clock and I am going to be running late, so I gotta go. But that's it. Sorry this vlog was kind of just short and rambly and Brendan wasn't in it, but he'll be in the next one for sure. And yeah, it's just kind of a little update with us of everything that's going on. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye.
We found love.